Hello friends, it's Chelsea Face again. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Today's video is going to be books and manga that I want to prioritize catching up with, finish collecting, finish reading in the year of 2025. So let's get into it. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about the manga because that's usually how I do things around here. So the first manga I want to complete is this tome of a book. It is Uzumaki by Junji Ito. Most people have read this already if they plan to read it or they already know what it is. Junji Ito is a super famous, well-known, prolific horror creator. It's wonderfully done. I'm not even halfway through it yet, as you can see. I just am really slow with reading his works. I don't know what it is. I'm not like super engrossed into the storylines, more so the artwork. So I really kind of take my time looking at each page when I read his stuff. Unlike a lot of manga, sometimes I will just read through them very quickly depending on how detailed the artwork is and how much I'm enjoying it. I would say if 10 is like the height of my enjoyment and 1 is like bored to death, I would say this is probably like a 5 for me so far. There are some parts in it that are really creepy, but I'm not like dying to pick it up. But I do want to finish it before the year is over. That would be a little silly if this took me that long, but this is on that list for me. Next up, I have a series that I have kind of fallen behind on with collecting newer volumes, so I want to try to catch up if possible, and that is In the Clear Moonlit Dusk by Mika Yamamori. This is a romance between these two characters here on the cover. They're high school students and they are not like conventionally like the girl is very much like a prince. Like she's known for being handsome and beautiful, but more on the handsome side. And then the guy finds that very attractive. I'm not sure how much further this can go based off of that very simple premise, but I do really like the characters. I think that the romance is really nice and there's some tension going on in there. But other than that, there's not a lot that I can see happening for the plot other than like throwing in the usual, like, is there another guy or another girl that might come into the mix, or like some drama between the characters, which I haven't got to that point yet. I haven't even read this volume yet, but I've kind of just not picked up volumes of this often enough. I can't even remember what was going on in the last volume, so I might need to do a reread. We'll see, but I do want to at least continue picking them up. That way I'm not like so behind that I feel overwhelmed to keep picking it up. That is on my priority list to at least continue collecting this year. Next up, I have volume 2 of B.O.D.Y. or Body by Aoi Mimori. This is an older shoujo beat, and I think there's quite a few volumes of this. I originally had been saying on my channel that I think there's only like 8 volumes. No, there's more than that. I can't remember how many. I'll be sure to put that here on the screen for you if I can find it, but it's longer than I thought and I am interested in it. It seems like a series that I could really get into, so I do want to prioritize purchasing the volumes of this, and then when I get all of them I do want to read on, because I did really enjoy the first volume enough to where I think I will purchase the whole series first. I've been getting these very cheaply for like less than like $8 a volume, so I think that's pretty great. They originally sold for $8.99. I'm happy with that if I can get them a little less than retail, and this one's perfect condition, but the other one was a little more rough. But you never know what you're gonna get with these older series. But I don't remember a ton about what it's about. I just remember the girl and him have like a deal where she's not gonna fall in love with him or something. I don't know. It was a game and it's a romance, so I'm excited to eventually get into that one. The next volume that I would like to read slash, if I enjoy it, continue collecting it, is My Girlfriend's Child. This is by Mamoru Aoi. It's a series that I think I'm gonna love, but I know that it's gonna be really heavy, so I think I'm just waiting to be in the right mind space for this one, which I think is probably for the best because it's been a rough year. If you're not like a certain politically leaning person in this country, then you've probably had a pretty rough year, and for me it's been pretty rough, and my job has been pretty rough, like not necessarily in a bad way, just like very intensive. So it's just been very heavy of a year, and I did lose a couple of family members that were very, very close to me this year, so it's just not been the right time. But I do want to read it really badly, and I don't want to miss out on picking up the rest of the volumes for this, but I also don't want to pick them up if I don't genuinely love this. So I've got to read this first volume before I pick up any more of them, and the artwork is stunning. Like, I'm already in love with it based off of just the art style, but I know it's about teenage pregnancy. This is something I want to get to pretty soon though, if I can. Okay, so next up, I want to continue collecting, continue catching up on, I'm mostly behind on reading this one, Kaiju number 8. Currently I am reading volume number 8, but I grabbed this one instead for some reason. But this is a series about kaiju and a military system of people who fight kaiju because they just randomly spawn in Japan, I guess all over the world, or is it just Japan? I can't remember, but there's like task forces who fight kaiju to keep people safe, and there's a 30 or 31-year-old man who wants to be a part of that task force. It's like his dream, and so he trains really hard, fails a couple times, and then finally he tries again, and he gets sort of possessed by a kaiju, and he gets into the task force because of those powers. But yeah, it's good. It's just it's not like a middle of the road shonen for me. I think it's better than like Black Clover, but not quite as good as like Bleach or something. You know, it's kind of got like vibes of Bleach mixed with like Black Torch, mixed with like, oh, I don't know, Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, I see vibes of all of those within this, and it's really good. I've got like 5 volumes that I need to catch up on, so I'm just really behind on that one. Next up, I want to actually read an entire series this year, and it's a 4-volume series by Tite Kubo called Zombie Powder. This is an older Shonen Jump volume. It's only 4 volumes. It's one of his first that was published in English. I don't know for certain if it was his first ever written, but I do know it was the first one published in English, and I don't think it did super well. I don't know, but I do know that it was like the catalyst for him to do Bleach. So I did want to pick this up. I do really like Tite Kubo's art style. His writing is a little iffy, especially with romance. Like, I don't know why he even attempts romance, but I do really like his character designs, so I wanted to try this. My husband's a huge Bleach fan, so I know that he's excited to give this a shot as well, so maybe when we both read it we can talk about it together in a video. That sounds like it'd be a good video idea. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And the last volume of manga on this list, this series in particular, I just want to prioritize physically collecting it more than reading it because it is a longer one. I think it's 21 volumes. If I'm incorrect, I'll put it over here. But it's a very, very dense series for me. It's got a lot going on. There's a lot of old language within it, so I want to be able to focus and have all the volumes on hand before I really jump into it. I did read the first volume a few years ago, and I loved it. It was phenomenal. I think I even did a first impressions manga review here on my channel. If you want to check that out, please go search for it. It was really good. I was so impressed, and that is Ooku, The Inner Chambers. This is by Fumi Yoshinaga. I have been picking a lot of these up very recently. I think I've got up to volume 10. I think I'm missing 1 volume until I have that, but it's on the way. It's just back ordered, but it will be shipped to me very soon. So this one is being collected this year. Hopefully I'll finish, but some of those volumes are getting harder and harder to find. But I'll do my best and let you know with an update later on. I'm sorry, my phone keeps beeping. My boss keeps messaging me. Okay, now I have a few books here that I also wanted to mention. These are books that are on my TBR currently physically, and I want to narrow them down. I also have a ton of other ones I'm thinking about, but these are the ones that I'm really gonna focus on trying to complete this year. First up, I have Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. This is, I think it's like a horror romance, but it's very gothic from what I did read like the first half chapter, but it was very dense. I don't typically read a lot of gothic literature, so I think I wasn't quite ready for that. I was in a very busy place, I couldn't focus, I wasn't in the right headspace, and I think I really need to focus. This seems like a novella. It's only 200 pages, so it's super short. I think I could knock this out in a weekend. I just need to really focus when I do actually sit down to read this one. I don't know anything about it. It says something about a farmer's market. I'll read it to you. I'll read the synopsis because I have no idea. I forgot already what it's about. I bought this months ago. Rosemary meets Ash at the farmer's market. Ash, precise, pretty, and practically perfect, sells bars of soap in delicate pastel colors, sprinkle spackled cupcakes stacked on scallop stands, beeswax candles, jelly jars of honey, and glossy green plants. Ro has never felt this way about another woman. With Ash, she wants to be her and have her in equal measure. But as her obsession with Ash consumes her, she may find she's not the one doing the devouring. Ooh, sounds interesting. So like a obsession love story kind of thing. That sounds really fun. I also have another book that I've been told is really weird, eerie, creepy, just like what the heck is happening, and that is Bunny by Mona Awad. I've really wanted to read this for a long time. I've heard it's really weird. I love weird books. They're some of my favorite at the moment. It's just what I've really been loving to devour, and I hope this fits the bill. I did start reading this a few years ago for a video project, and I just stopped in the middle of it because I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it at the time. But I think I really just need to dive in and not think about anything else and get distracted, because I think this is going to be right up my alley. But it's about I think it's about a girl who goes to a college and she sees these sororities, and there's one that's like they're all calling each other Bunny. Like all the girls are like, hey Bunny, I love you Bunny, you're so cute Bunny, that dress looks great on you Bunny, oh Bunny. Like it's really creepy. And I don't know like what that has to do with anything or anything else about it. That's literally all I know, and I think that's probably for the best going into this. I don't want to spoil too much for myself, because with these weird books, I think the less you know the better, because then it's all just a surprise. And sometimes they like to spoil books in those little synopsises. So I'm just going to ignore the synopsis on that one. Hopefully I like it. Next up, I have a book that I bought so long ago because I love the first one. I'm really bad at sequels, y'all. If you haven't noticed, a lot of the books on my TBR that are just sitting there, they're books that I've read the first one and just not continued. And that's this one too, The Merciless Ones by Namina Forna. I loved The Gilded Ones. It was a phenomenal YA fantasy. It was so good. It was like a feminist story. It was a sisterhood story. It was so good. Just a beautiful amalgamation of all these different things that it was trying to say, and it was well done. This one I bet is just as good, if not better. I just have not picked it up and I don't know why. I don't know, I guess I just hadn't been in the mood for it, but recently I've been thinking about how badly I want to read this one, so it might get picked up in the next month or so. So I'm hoping to continue. I think it's 3 volumes books in the series, I think. I do know there's at least one more. But yeah, I do want to continue this one eventually. I just hope that I get to it this year. Next up, I have a new book. This is the first book I've ever purchased that was from another country. I ordered it specifically because I like the cover more than the American version. The American version was so, I mean, it's not ugly, okay? I think it's still a pretty book, but compared to this one, that one's hideous in my eyes. This is Dallergut Dream Department Store. Look at this cover. It's gorgeous. Like if I can get my face to unfocus. This is one of the prettiest books I've ever owned. It's paperback, but it has the French flaps because it's from the UK. This is by Mai Lee, translated by Sandy Jusun Lee. This is about a department store that sells dreams. I think from what I've heard other people talk about this book who've read it, that it's a department store that sells dreams, but you only have to pay for the dreams if you got a lesson from it. So like, I think if you figure out what the dream is trying to tell you to do or how to feel about something, then you have to pay. But I don't know if that's true at all, because I just kind of heard a few people talk about it and I said, that sounds like a Chelsea book. So I bought it, and it wasn't that expensive, especially since I had to have it shipped from a different country, and it's like pretty short, it's barely over 200 pages. I'm excited to check it out. I don't know if it's going to be like a 5-star for me, but I do love a weird retrospective philosophical thought processy kind of book. The last book I have for this video and that I wanted to talk to you about possibly finishing this year is one that I honestly don't know if it's gonna happen, y'all. This one might be the toughest one in the whole pile because I've had this and I've read a few chapters every few weeks or a month or so, and I just put it back down. I loved the first book a lot. It wasn't the best book I ever read, but it was really fun. I don't read a lot of fantasy, so if you don't read a lot of fantasy, I think you enjoy the more like not popular fantasies with the fantasy readers. But this is the second book in the Fourth Wing series, or whatever it's called, the Empyrean series or whatever. This is Iron Flame. I did read Fourth Wing and I liked it a lot. I don't typically love romances, I don't typically love fantasies, but I liked it a lot. And this one, I've heard really good things about it, but I cannot make myself read much of it at a time. I don't know, maybe I just get burnt out after the first book because these are so long, y'all. This is like over 600 pages and I'm just flipping through it and I'm like, God, do I really want to read all of this? Maybe I'll just hold on to it, and eventually if I ever really feel like I'm in the mood, I'll get back to it. But I am going to continue slowly reading through this year. Don't know if it's going to get completed, but I'll try my best to actually follow through. Sometimes I just get a hair up my butt, as the Southern people say, to read fantasy. So maybe I'll get one of those hairs and just feel the need to pluck it. I don't know, I'm gross at this analogy, I'll stop. But maybe I'll get the urge to read this more this year, so don't knock it just yet. But yeah, I'm only a little bit into it. I'm on chapter 8, page 59, so I'm not very far into this book. But, you know, it all, you come and you go, you know, you win some, you lose some. I'll give it a try. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more bookish and manga content from me here. I do really enjoy what I'm doing, and thank you so much for your support here. Let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see in the future. If you enjoy book recommendations, let me know what specific kind of recommendations you're looking for, because it is about halfway to Halloween nowadays, and I'm starting to think about spooky season and what videos I want to make for that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!